Hello, and welcome back to Core. We're hanging out with Gus and Edo, just at Gus's apartment? Yeah. Gus rests his back against the couch, patting his belly while Ed keeps eating, still not done with his plate. I finished a bit ago, so I'm sitting with my legs on the couch in a comfy position while we watch this random action movie we found on TV. Who just casually watches TV? I know they've mentioned this shit before, but I'm just like, do any of you just turn on television and just watch TV, like actual TV, not a streaming service or anything? Maybe they're on a streaming service, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about this too hard, but it's good, but the story is not mind-blowing or anything. However, since no one's speaking, we're all focusing our attention to the movie. That changes when Ed puts his plate back down on the table in front of the couch. Gus stretches and uses the chance to stand up.
Okay, gotta clean out the dishes. You two can stay here and relax. I'll be back in a few minutes.
We can do that for you, Gus. You've already cooked.
True, but it's also my house, and I want to treat my friends nicely. Well, at least we can accompany you while you do that. That you can do, yeah.
I take my plate, and Ed does the same as we follow Gus back into the kitchen. I think he went first to make sure none of us would steal his spot to clean the dishes. So he gets there first. Humble until the end, we're forced to pass our dishes to him so he can take care of them.
So, no point asking about tomorrow, but what about tonight? Are we allowed to know how we're going to sleep here, Gus? Of course you are, silly. But it's a kind of improvised plan. I thought of bringing several blankets here and make a small sleepover in the living room.
We're camping in the living room then?
Pretty much. What'd you think? I'd offer my room, but I only have one bed, and it's small, so I'm afraid we're not the kids we used to be. We probably don't fit in the same individual bed together anymore.
Speak for yourself. I'm a thin man, so I'd count as half.
In other words, Rob here would like to be sandwiched by the two of us.
I'm Gus. I'm so funny. Both Gus and Ed burst out laughing with my imitation, and I'm not sure if it's because I nailed it or because it was awful. However the case, I won. A few minutes later, we're getting to the living room, ready for the sleepover. Gus brings some blankets as promised, and we set them up. We put the bigger one on the floor in order to make to feel as comfortable as possible. The last thing I need is for my back to hurt because of one bad sleepover. That being said, a thought comes to my mind. We didn't bring pajamas, and I'm not going to sleep in these pants. However, I don't ask. In general, no one brings it up, so we just get comfortable for sleeping without mentioning it. Fair enough. No homo and all that.
Okay, so we should wake up around 9 a.m. If we want to have time to see everything. Yeah, time to see everything, but it's fine if we don't.
Got it. I'll text the guys to let them know.
Everything, huh? So it's a big place with many things to see. It's not the Overlook, then. That place is great, but, well, it's just an overlook.
Here we go.
And you mentioned we go there by bus, and keeping in mind there's a new touristic place near Core. We're going to the Miracle Cave tomorrow, aren't we?
No, that would be really interesting. I remember wanting to see it since I heard about its discovery back at school. Are we going there?
You sure know how to kill the mystery of things, Ed. My detective skills saved the day again. Sorry for that, though. But I am happier knowing where we're going. Guess we really see surprises as something completely different. I love them, but I'll try to keep that in mind for you. I'll appreciate it. Thanks.
Anyway, if we want to wake up soon, we should try and get some sleep, right?
Yeah, we should. Hope it's not too uncomfortable.
I take the chance to slide under one of the blankets, lying on top of the thicker one. I've slept in worse, harder places. I can survive this night. The others join me shortly after in their respective blankets, although we're really close to each other. I'm not against it. I'd feel awkward if one of us was in the different corner of the living room. I move the pillow a bit so I can rest my head on it, lying on my side, looking at Gus and Ed. Okay, anything on our minds? Last chance before we sleep.
I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. It's going to be fun for sure. Same, and I'm glad you two are back, really.
We're glad to be back. Let's do this more often, okay? I slide my arm under the blanket to reach for Gus's hand, holding it, and Ed does the same. The otter's hand squeezes mine, and I figure Ed's too, not wanting to let us go.
Rest well. Tomorrow's gonna be good.
Good night, guys. My eyes close after that, not letting go of Gus. I'm sure we won't stay like this all night, but for now, it feels right. I don't have a lot of time to think about anything before I start to feel the tiredness of these days getting the best of me. Being able to just sleep automatically. Fuck all these people. Wouldn't it be nice if there was a protagonist in one of these games that's just like, and I laid there for 5 hours before I finally fell asleep? That's relatability right there. I wake up feeling empty for some reason, like something's missing. I don't know what or why, but it's like I expected something to happen during the night. Something that's been happening all this time, but I don't remember what. Remember what. I just know it didn't happen. I clutch my pillowcase, feeling like I need a hug right now, when I remember I'm not sleeping in the usual spot. My eyes open, but I don't see any of my friends around the living room. I guess I'm the one waking up the latest again. Wait, late? What time is it? I sit up in panic, looking around for a clock. I mean, it's absurd to think they just left me behind or something, but that idea is strong in my mind right now. I can't find a clock, but I hear voices coming from the kitchen, so I instantly relax, sighing. Of course they hadn't left without you. Robert, what the fuck? Why would you have that, though? You know, Robert is insecure. I get it. I understand. I readjust my underwear a bit before I enter the kitchen, still feeling a bit groggy from sleeping, but the sight of Gus and Ed chatting snaps me back to reality. Either that, or the smell of coffee coming from Ed or Gus's cup. Hey, you two. It's still soon, right?
Good morning. Yeah, we still have an hour before we go meet the others at the bus station. Alternatively, it's another afternoon and... Wait, it's afternoon already, and we just decided to let it go and spend the rest of the day here. Like you'd let that happen of all people. How do you sleep? I think about telling them about how I felt when I woke up, but I decide against it. I don't want to ruin the mood over something I'm not sure about myself. Not too bad, I guess. I would've gotten you coffee, but Ed told me you don't like that much. It's hard for me to stay in here with the smell of that already. Come on, it's not that bad. I'm sure you feel more awake from just smelling it. I'll have to give you that one. Ed looks around, probably searching for something for me to eat, but he sees me shaking my head, and he sighs and gives up. I'm just not that hungry in the morning. So, what's the plan for today? Well, if you hadn't woken up, we would have done so in 30 minutes. I had messaged him already. We'll meet up at the bus station. You remember that they're not from here, right? Yes, but Gus gave them directions on how to get there from the beach house, and I trust Hector in his ability to read instructions. You've made sure we can catch the next bus, right, Gus? I have, but I trust our sheep friend. Anyways, if you're not gonna have some breakfast, you should take a shower first. Unless you want to take a shower with us two instead. I take the comment as a joke, and I see both Gus and Ed giggling at it too.
I'm pretty sure the three of us wouldn't fit together in the shower, even if I'm thin.
Okay, I was kidding. Go take a shower. And don't take too long. We have less than an hour to get ready.
Got it.
Before you go, we'll make some sandwiches to eat while we're there. So make sure you make yours while we shower later.
All right. I stand up, stretching before turning my back to the living room. I pick up my clothes from a small pile I put them in yesterday before heading to the bathroom as suggested. We don't have a lot of time, especially if they also want to shower, so I shouldn't take too long. It's a bit of a shame because now that I'm alone again, I can tell I'm still a bit pent up. One of these days, just not now. I try to be fast and get directly to the point, cleaning myself, because I know if I let my hands wander away, I'll spend longer in here than I should. Man, this is not normal. I need to get laid one of these days. I just don't remember how you do that anymore. And here we are, thinking about sex again. I step out of the shower and dry my fur before getting dressed. The others don't take too long, and since we're focused on having enough time, we're all a bit quiet for now, but that's fine. The moment we get everything ready and we're set to go, the conversation starts again. Idle chit-chat about how we slept, having a sleepover again. What? Okay. What we could visit when Gus comes to Moreland. Nothing terribly interesting, but it kills enough time for me to not notice we're at the bus station shortly after. I can practically feel Edward sighing the moment we don't see the Moreland gang here already, so I pat his back.
Is something wrong? Well, I expected the others to be here on time. I don't want to miss the bus. But there's still 10 minutes left. They can still make it, and even if they don't, there's another bus in half an hour. Yes, but we warned them. I'm sure they're goofing off, and that's why they're late. I never noticed how strict you were with plans before, gotta say.
Oh, excuse me.
What's that supposed to mean? Nothing bad. I'm just surprised to see you like that. You like to keep that much control over plans. There's something to keep in mind to not bother you in the future and stuff. That's all. I appreciate that. Thanks. I just don't feel too comfortable when I have to improvise a situation that was planned.
But you're good at that. I'm pretty sure that's happened to you a few times before in Moreland, and I never noticed you being nervous.
That's because I might plan my possible improvisations beforehand. Wow, really? I'm not sure I'd be able to do something like that, even if I tried. Well, it's pretty easy for me. I just think of what could happen, so in case it happens, it doesn't surprise me.
Okay.
Robert must find that fascinating, I'm sure. Any exploration as to why Ed behaves like that, Mr. Psychologist?
Yes, that Ed doesn't like surprises.
Sassy, I see.
Ed giggles at that, and I can't help but notice that Gus is better at handling people than I thought. He manages to keep Ed calm and distracted with conversation with ease. Normally, I'm the one who has to do that when these situations happen.
Hey, little kids!
And they're here. It's hard to not notice that cheerful voice. We turn around to see the three guys on the other side of the road, though Lion waving his hands at us. Mike is about to cross without looking, but Faust stops him, even though there's no cars coming now, but it's better to be safe.
Where were you? You almost didn't make it in time. Mike. Shut up! I told you I wanted to exercise before leaving.
Yes, and you came back 20 minutes ago. We definitely didn't have to sprint for a while to get here in time.
But we're here, aren't we?
I could shoot you right now. Anyway, at least we're here in time. The bus shouldn't take too long now.
I didn't have a chance to explain it to you guys, but since Ed knows already, I'll tell you. We're going to be visiting the Miracle Cave outside of Core. Guessing you know what that is. Duh, I was hoping we could visit it at least once, but I wasn't sure since it's not exactly in Core.
I'm not good with places. What is the Miracle Cave?
You never heard of them? Didn't they teach you about it at school? I know I heard about them, first there.
Do you really expect me to pay attention to everything they teach us in school? I just remember the stuff that's important to me. That's a very Hector-like response, as expected. Several years ago, for some reason, a bunch of caves showed up around different parts of the world with no explanation, and always in remote places. Apparently, they all have some configuration. A cave in the middle of the mountain that opens up to outside, with some kind of small lake inside.
They call them Miracle Caves because, well, no one knows how they, appeared.
You're really telling me that, with all our technology and power, no one really knows how some caves happened?
You really never pay attention to anything that wasn't related to art at school, did you?
I already answered that, Faust. Now, inform me.
Pretty sure there's theories about how it happened, but they sound more like conspiracies to me. No one really has any idea, and if they do, they're not telling. Do you believe any of them, Gus? You live closer to one. Maybe you heard something juicy. I heard many things, but none made sense to me. I just know they're there, and that's all that matters.
Such a grounded answer. Do you think Necros did it? Using his powers like in the comic said?
I wish. That'd be awesome. But Necros doesn't exist, so I highly doubt it. And why would he?
Gus moves closer to me, confused by the conversation, and I smirk. I've had this dance many times before. They're talking about a comic book character that they really like, Necros, the hunter. You know, I almost said Necros a couple times there. Had to stop myself.
Wanted to make sure. Good to see Ed didn't change that much when it comes to comics.
Soon after this, I see the bus in the distance, coming in our direction. Gus raises his hand as the bus comes closer, and that seems to let the driver know he has to stop here. Curious, we didn't have to do that in Moreland. In Moreland. Buses just stop whenever there's someone waiting or not. Once it stops, we step in, paying for our tickets. The bus is almost empty, but there's a few people in some of the seats. Do any of you take buses? Tell me in the comments. I don't live in an area that really has, like, a bus system, so I have to drive everywhere. Public transportation doesn't exist in this area. It's a little annoying, but I get it. Oh well, we couldn't hope for a completely empty bus, I guess. Even in Core, the Miracle Caves are a tourist attraction after all. I'm not sure where to sit exactly, so I instinctively end up choosing one of the seats at the back of the bus. It's a good position. I won't feel that observed, and if I feel nervous, people won't notice that much. Still, this is fine. A bus is not a car, as nonsensical as that is, but I guess that's what fear is. I'm not really expecting anyone to join me for some reason, but Mike ends up standing next to my seat, leaning in.
Hey, buddy. Mind if I sit here with you for the ride?
Oh, no. I mean, sure. Yeah, why not? I slide to the seat next to me so Mike can take the one I chose beforehand. I'm not against it, honestly. I like his company, and I miss chatting with him. Yeah, I missed chatting with him yesterday. I just hope he won't be too worried on the way there. I just want to go over this without paying too much attention to these thoughts.
So?
He kind of says that loudly, and he notices that. Excuse me. Looking around awkwardly before lowering his tone of voice, almost whispering to me.
How did the night go? Did you end up sharing a bed with Ed or Gus? Spill the beans.
I blush a bit before because of the way he's saying it. He knows I would only sleep with them if I did. So why does he have to make it sound so naughty? No, we used blankets and slept on the floor on our own. It was kind of fun, honestly. I haven't done that since I was a little kid.
That brings back memories of sleepovers I used to have in the past, too. But I don't think we did that much as you three.
Probably not. Since our parents knew each other, we could just spend the night at each other's houses regularly. Mike shoots me a cute, sincere smile before the bus starts moving, and for a moment, I forgot I was in a bus. Alright, I'll end the part here, everyone, so I'll see you guys around.